The Challenge Tour is back in France for the fourth time in the 2018 season for the inaugural Hopps Open de Provence being held at Golf International de Pont Royal. And with only 5 more events to go, it's crunch time for those looking to make the all-important top 15. One of those on the outside looking in is Germany's Christian Bronig, and after coming off a double bogey at the second, the German was able to hold this clutch putt for bogey at the next to limit the damage further. He would end the day at 4 under par. Another of those in need of a big week is Jarand Arnoy. He helped himself to 2 eagles during his opening 9, 3 more birdies followed, and the Norwegian sees himself in a tie for 10th place. Playing on home soil, Robin Siot-Segrest will be looking to bring some joy to the local crowd. 6 birdies for the Frenchman in his opening 67, and he is handily placed at 5 under par. Joining him in a tie for 5th is Chile's Hugo Leon. Leon, he finished in 3rd on his last appearance in France, found a bit of magic here at the 18th, closing his day with a chip-in eagle. England's Alfie Plant has had a quiet season so far, but that could be set to change after his opening round 66, which included an eagle and 6 birdies. Plant placing the foundations for perhaps the 3rd English victory on French soil this season. Alongside Plant in a 5-way tie for 2nd is another home favourite in the form of Romain Langasque. The talented Frenchman went bogey-free in his opening round today, making the most of the fantastic conditions around this Ballesteros-designed course. But leading the way is the road to Ras Al Khaimah number 1, JB Hansen. He once again showed the type of form that has taken him to the top of the rankings, signing for a superb 65, which was also bogey-free. Joining Langasque and Plant in a tie for 2nd are Finland's Rup Kakko, Scotland's Ewan Ferguson and another Frenchman, Damien Perrier, whilst a further shot back from them is Hepi Houdal, who sits just outside the rankings top 50. Picture-perfect golfing conditions were in store for the players on day 2 of the Hopps Open de Provence, and once again it was an action-packed day full of drama on Europe's top development tour. The shot of the day and perhaps one of the year came from Will Besseling here at the 13th. After a wayward tee shot, the Dutchman found a bit of magic to chip in here for birdie. Unfortunately for Besseling, he would not go on to make the cut, but can take encouragement from shots like that. At 30th in the road to Ras Al Khaimah, England's Jack Senior is looking for a good week to move up the rankings, and he's put himself in a good position to do just that. With a Friday 66, he finds himself in a tie for 6th. As one of the early starters, Victor Perez had some of the best conditions of the day, and he took advantage of them as he fired his way to an 8 under 64. Perez also sitting in a tie for 6th. One ahead of him at 9 under par is his compatriot Romain Langasque. He finished his round in style with an eagle here at the 9th to the delight of the home crowds. Langasque in prime position to mount a strong challenge on home soil. Another of those to look out for over the weekend is Scotland's Ewan Ferguson, and after opening his account with a 66, the Scot followed it up with a 3 under 69 on Friday to sit in a 3-way tie for 3rd. After opening with a 67, Chile's Hugo Leon followed it up with another 67, which included 7 birdies. The Chilean lies in 2nd place at 10 under par. But the story of the day belonged to England's Matt Ford. After going out in a 5 under 31, Ford capitalised on a fantastic approach here at the 10th to add another birdie to his scorecard. Another would come 2 holes later at the 12th, and when he arrived at the 14th, the Englishman had conjured up the opportunity for an eagle, straight in the middle. His staggering run would continue with 2 more birdies at 15 and 16 before reaching the 18th, where Ford was staring down the barrel of a 60, but needed to hold this. A magical round from the Englishman, a new course record at Golf International de Pont Royal, and the best of his professional career. Also in a tie for 3rd is Denmark's Martin Overson. He fired his way to a superb 6 under 66 in darkening conditions, whilst a host of names sit a further shot back, which includes Scottish Hydro winner David Law and rankings leader JB Hansen. Much changed conditions on moving day in the south of France, with high winds causing problems for the players. It was very much a case of who could tame the tough par 72 layout. After opening with a pair of 67s, Chile's Hugo Leon had been one to look out for on Saturday, and this birdie putt on 14 just shows why that was the case. However, he succumbed to a triple bogey on the last to sign for a 75, perhaps putting a dent in his title chances. Another of those in the frame going into round 3 was rankings leader JB Hansen. However, the Dane had an eventful day. His round included just the 4 pars. He would eventually end his day at 7 under and in a tie for 8th. England's Jack Senior consolidated his position inside the top 10 on moving day, this birdie at the 14th helping him to a level par round. He finds himself at 8 under and just 4 shots back. After his sensational round of 60 on Friday, Matt Ford struggled to match the type of golf that had seen him take the top of the leaderboard overnight. The Englishman would post a 76 to surrender the lead, but is still within touching distance of his first Challenge Tour title. Another of those with the title within his grasp is Sweden's Joel Schrollum. The Swede had just one blemish on an otherwise sensational round of golf and will be in the final group come Sunday. Joining him in that final group will be Switzerland's Joel Gerbach. Gerbach shot one of the rounds of the day, a 67, which included 7 birdies. The Swiss native putting himself in prime position for his second Challenge Tour title in as many years. But leading the way on home soil is Victor Perez, and after starting in the worst possible way with a bogey at the first, the Frenchman redeemed himself with birdies at the 3rd and here at the 6th. 5 more birdies would follow for Perez, and he will now take a slender 1-shot lead going into Sunday. Perez is also bidding to be the first French winner of the 2018 season. Another of the home contingent, Romain Langasque, joins Perez in the hunt for the title. He sits 2 shots back in 5th place, whilst Norway's Christian Johannesson's Saturday 67 helped him move up 25 places into a tie for 8th. The final day at the Hopps Open de Provence, and with a host of names vying for the title, the question was, could anyone topple overnight leader Victor Perez? One of those in prime position to do just that was England's Matt Ford. However, the Englishman failed to capitalise on his opportunity and would end the week at 9 under par and in a tie for 6th place. Joining Ford in a tie for 6th was Scotland's David Law. His day got off to a perfect start with a birdie at the first. However, he could only muster up a 2 under 70 in round 4, but adds another top 10 to his name in the 2018 season. Having gone out in 2 under, Victor Perez was very much looking like taking the title on home soil. However, disaster struck when he dropped 5 shots in 3 holes. He eventually signed for a 2 over 74 and had to settle in a tie for 4th. Joining Perez at the 10 under mark was Chile's Hugo Leon. Leon has been in impressive form with the short stick all week, and this birdie on the 12th on Sunday was indicative of that. Leon finishing at 10 under and gaining valuable ranking points in the process. Playing in the final group on Sunday, Joel Schrollum was looking to be in the hunt for silverware. However, the Swede never got going in his final round and would eventually sign for a 71, ending the week at 12 under par. However, for much of Sunday, it turned out to be a battle between Switzerland's Joel Gerbach and the Frenchman Romain Langasque. And as both men turned for home, Gerbach had a slight 1-shot advantage, no thanks to an eagle here at the 9th after this superb approach. After Gerbach found trouble at the 12th, Langasque was left with this nervy 4-foot putt to regain the lead. Perhaps a pivotal moment in the contest. Gerbach then had a chance to hit back with a birdie of his own. Nerveless from the Swiss native. As both men headed down 18, Langasque knew he had a chance to set the target at 15 under par, and he did just that. Langasque's birdie at the last meant that Gerbach had to match him to take it to extra holes, and when his approach shot flew over the back of the green, he knew he had to hole this from the rough to match the target. Not to be, which meant that Romain Langasque took the title, his first ever win on the Challenge Tour, to the delight of the adoring home crowd. Another Frenchman, Robin Roussel, joined Law, Ford and Johannesson in a 4-way tie for 6th, while Scotland's Grant Forrest added another top 10 to his name this season, finishing in a tie for 10th. But it's Langasque who clinches the silverware on home soil, and he now sits just outside the all-important top 15 on the road to Ras Al Khaimah. The Challenge Tour now has a week off before heading to Ireland for the Monaghan Irish Challenge.